Good morning, students, or afternoon, or evening, whenever you're watching this. So today we're going to quickly talk about VSEPR. We're just going to define these words here, and then I'm going to send you to a PHeT simulation, and I'll tell you how to get there in just a couple seconds. So let's start with VSEPR. So up to this point, we have learned how to draw Lewis structures, and we've also talked about resonance and some exceptions to octet. All right. Today we're talking about VSEPR, so we're going to figure out what shapes these make based on our Lewis dot direction or Lewis dot diagrams. So first off, VSEPR is valence shell. It stands for valence shell electron pair repulsion, which means we're talking about in terms of the electrons are going to try to be as far away from each other as possible. All right, electrons try to get away from each other, which makes sense. If we think about Coulomb's law, right, negative charges would repel each other. So we're trying to keep them away from each other. So some background vocabulary. We've got electron group. Electron group is how many, like the electron groups we're talking about, like these are on the central atom. All right. And these could be, some examples could be bonding. Right? We could talk about bonds, and this would count as single, double, or triple bonds. This could also be like a lone pair. All right. So these are our options as far as electron groups. And so when we're talking about single, double, and triple, that is one electron group because they're all grouped there together, if that makes sense. So now molecular geometry, and the thing that you're exploring today is the shape of a compound. The shape of a compound. What does it look like if we were able to see it under a microscope? What would it look like? And so this would not include the lone pairs because they would be very, very small, but the lone pairs do affect the structure. And so that's something we would talk about. So obviously these are our main shapes. We've got linear, which is just literally what it is. The structures are 180 degrees from each other, right? Yeah, we're just a line shape, literally. All right. Trigonal planar means that we have one in the middle, and then we have one at the top, one at the bottom, one at the and it makes a triangle, and it's also within the plane. Remember, our electrons are trying to get as far away from each other as possible, so that's what we're talking about. Now, tetrahedral is where we move into the 3D, and this one's a little tougher to draw, all right, especially since we only have our paper here, but this is where we have our central atom right there, right, and we have one kind of coming up, and then we have one kind of coming out at us, all right, one going to the back and one there, and it kind of makes like a pyramid with a top on it is what it kind of looks like, all right. Then we have our trigonal bipyramidal, so this one here is where we have one here, one at the top, one at the bottom, and then we have three within the plane. And they kind of form this triangle within the plane, and then we have those ones above and below the plane. All right, and you'll see this in better representation than what I have. And octahedral, it's kind of a misleading name. There are 6 surrounding atoms, but it makes like a diamond with a 8 faces is where it comes from, really. So if we look there, we've got one in the middle, then we've got 4 in the plane. All right, these 4 are within the plane, and then we have one above and below the plane. And so it makes like an 8-face diamond. All right, so what you need to do now, at this point, I've kind of done a good overview, or maybe an overview. All right, and you're going to you're going to search, all right, like a Google search, say PHET. All right, I'm capitalizing all in the wrong way, but it'll still work. And you're looking for molecules. All right. And when you get there, oh, that's the wrong one. When you get there, this is what it should look like. And then all you have to do is hit play, and you're going to be there and ready to go. You could also say molecule shapes, but it'll still take you through this, and then you just build it. It's really simple. All right. Good luck.